Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is just going to be a short one. This is just something that I observed in interaction that I had with this young black male, high school age guy. I went to the local grocery store, and while I was in there shopping, I noticed he was in there. He's a bigger kid, like again, high school age kid, but he's about 6'1" ish, well over 200 pounds. He's bigger than me, and I'm a little more than 200 pounds. But he had a female bonnet on his head. So, it hit me like, is this what the young cats are doing these days? Like they're wearing bonnets now? So anyway, as I was about to leave, it just so happens that he was near the front door. So I stopped him. I said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Brother, why are you wearing a bonnet on your head?" And he sort of looked like, oh, he said, the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "I'm not gay." That's the first thing. "I'm not gay." I said, "I never said you were. I just asked why you wearing a female's bonnet on your head." He said, "Well, my hairstyle, I was going to wear a do-rag, but I don't like the way it makes my hair lay. So I wore a bonnet," which again, to me is rather feminine. Most guys that I know are not too concerned about the way their hair lays, but that's neither here nor there. That's not a defining, anything. So, and I said, okay. And for those of you that know me, I had to hit him with the sociology. I said, so let me ask you a question. I said, were you raised by both your parents, or were you raised by just your mother? He puts his head down and his eyes go down. He comes back up. He says, "I was raised by my mother." I said, "Brother, understand this. Wearing female apparel is not a good look. You are a young black male." I said, you need to understand that people are going to take you and deal with you the way that you present. If you are presenting in a certain way, that's what you're going to get from people. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you interact, the way you stand, the way your body language, all of that speaks to who and what you are. Please don't think that it doesn't. If you want people to deal with you in a certain way, then you have to carry those characteristics with you. And those are the characteristics, that's the energy that you have to give off, so that you don't have to, say the first thing that came out of your mouth to me, "I'm not this, that, and the other." You don't have to say that if you're carrying yourself a certain way. And he said, "Yeah, I understand." So now I feel like I have the responsibility of, when I see this brother, every time I see him, leaving him with something. A firm handshake, look him in the eye, a little bass in my voice, maybe drop a gem on him or something, because maybe he doesn't have that in his life. Maybe he doesn't have that kind of energy in his life. It's not that I have to go out of my way and go track him down, but if I see him, shake his hand, ask him how he's doing, maybe give him some information. Maybe he'll become comfortable enough to begin to maybe ask questions. He'll open up. I don't know the brother's situation, but like even in the way he was standing in a way that I've seen a lot of females stand. He was clasping both his hands, palms down, with his shoulders kind of up, like he was giving off feminine energy. And that's probably because who he's raised by and who and what he is around most of the time. And then, as I departed from him, I shook his hand, asked him his name, although he had a name tag on. I wanted him to say his name. I gave him my name, and I have a good day. I walked off. But in my mind, I'm thinking, we're losing an entire generation of young black males and females because of this identity stuff. There's a lack of role models, quality, good, traditional role models that these children can sort of emulate. We're losing them. And then the next thing that popped in my head was, everybody's worried about Katt Williams. Like the Katt Williams interview was like this, like a firestorm, of social media. It went viral. It was so important. Everyone was talking about it. The whole interview was like almost 3 hours. It was over 2 hours. And admittedly, I watched some of it because everyone kept telling me, man, you got to see this. You got to see this. So I watched some of it. I cut it off though. And then when this situation happened just now, it made me look at the big picture. We are losing a generation of our people, and we're more worried about Katt Williams and what Hollywood is doing and who he's talking bad about and backbiting and slandering, whether it's true or not. It seems like we're focused on the wrong things. You got grown men running around telling other grown men, go watch Katt Williams. I mean, it has a level of interest. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, nothing he said wasn't interesting. It had a level of interest. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not important. It's not important at all. So, oh boy, we're in trouble, boy. We are in trouble if we don't get it right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.